Your other brother still involved in crime? I don't know, mate. What would you say? I haven't been around them, haven't spoke to them for years, so I can't really say. But let's look at this and think about this for a second. I have had the Kinnan cartel trying to wig me. I've had all the rats in Anfield coming at me, trying to bear me out, trying to get me killed, trying to do whatever they can to disrupt me. You'd have seen the hate that I get from the criminal fraternity within the city of Liverpool. It's all out there. You know, they do what they can to harm me, don't they? Why hasn't not one, especially my youngest brother Ian, why hasn't Ian been targeted when he lives smack bang in Liverpool 5? Why hasn't he been approached or targeted or harassed or hurt? Or there's reasons to it, isn't there? But that's their life, mate. You know, I chose to sacrifice them individuals out my life. You know, and I live with that without regret. I live with that knowing what I was sacrificing. And I knew that when I'm sacrificing these individuals, in the process, in that collateral damage, if you like, I've got to sacrifice nieces and nephews because I've sacrificed their dads and their sisters and aunties or whatever. Yes, Captain Anthony, thanks for that. But you've got to understand, mate. Yes, Doc 77. You've got to understand how that unit of a family was and how I just didn't like being part of it anyway. Messy. Especially what was going on with me mother. You know, there was all I lived with for years and years and years, and I couldn't really get the answers that I wanted whilst I was in custody. So when I got out of custody, I had a load of things. I was searching for truths within my personal life about certain of the things that's gone on in my childhood. And my mum held them truths. And the lies upon lies that started coming out of her job just ended up me doing what I'd done and going, you know what? You were the only one that was keeping me involved with this family. Sacrificed, gone, sold the family with you in a bit. But even then, I weren't speaking to none of them, none of the family, none of the brothers. Was you close to your mum, Darren? Yeah, right through. But he always had these niggling questions about this Uncle Danny. And she'd always give me sort of like a valid reason for it. But then when I got out of custody and I got into the loft looking for me paperwork that I'd sent home from prison, I came across this box of documents relating to me and my childhood, social services documents relating to me and how I behaved in school. And there was also a picture of me and a picture of some black lad, Polaroid pictures. The picture of the black lad went missing when I reported to the police and gave all my evidence to the police. When I got me, the picture of the black lad wasn't there. And I sit there sometimes thinking, was that lucky? But that's how it is. And when I got access to that picture, it just brought everything right back. Things that I forgot about and buried about and other trauma I'd got on top of. So when I found this and found these documents, I had a whole new bunch of questions, which then made me suspicious about what my mother had been telling me for years and years and years. Do you understand what I'm saying? And then when I started putting it to her, just like your mother, just like the mothers know their children, the children know their mothers, exactly the opposite direction. As you get older, you read your ma like she's reading you. It's not just a one-way process like you're a child. When you're growing up, you start realising and reading everything right. So, you know when your mother's lying, basically. You know when your mother's trying to, you know, deflect what's going on, up in her answers, up in the questions. Got to the point where it was what it was. And I haven't been around them now for 3 or 4 years, mate. Obviously, even when I was in custody, didn't see them. Just didn't see none of them. Didn't want to. Every time they came up, it was just stress about that. I was on my man getting visits saying, this is going down, we need 30 grand or we're going to get hurt. Doosh, doosh. I'm just thinking, wow. But that's the old life, mate. And you know what? You've got to sacrifice the lot. You can't have bits and bobs of that life with you in this new path of yours. You can't do it because you've got to sacrifice the fucking lot of them. Trust me, mate. Yeah, so I was close to my mum. She rinsed me along the way. Serious organised crime agency. I don't know, mate. They change the path every time, don't they? They change the names every time. I mean, how many units have you got in London, mate? Do you understand what I'm saying? How many units have you got up here? You've got the northwest regional crime squad. You've got the northwest regional squad. You've got the northwest terrorism unit. You've got the north, and then you've got the London. It's just scatty out of control, in it, isn't it? Hey. So only reckon it's all built up on Freemasonry and Masonic rituals. Because you remember years ago when you was growing up, everything about the police was black and white, the uniforms. And then when you went into prison, every screw was black and white, just looked like a policeman. So, anyway. So it's called a National Crime Agency now. Not the serious organised crime agency. Cybercorp, Knights Templars. The Knights Templars still exist now. You see them right round the Vatican. When you see that Pope and you see them kids in the background, they're the Knights Templars. Well, and what did the Knights Templars do? Ran through the Muslim land, didn't he? Right through Turkey, right through them places, beheading anyone, destroying families. But I think the Knights Templars are the ones that killed a king, aren't they? But anyway, Choir Man saying OSD with a new name. That's the Matrix, brother. It's the Matrix. The Operational Support Division and the Neighbourhood Policing Unit merged into one and became the Matrix Unit. Yes, Kidder Lang. LP, my uncle was a Mason. He knew everyone in Liverpool. Well connected, aren't they, the Masons? Well connected. Right through every fucking pillar of society, they've got a contact. In every pillar of society, there's a contact with a Freemason involved. And it doesn't matter what side of the fence it is. It can be a governor of a prison. It can be a cleaner in a prison. Do you understand what I'm saying? It can be an inmate. It can be a CEO of a business in your city centre. And then it can be a man that runs the Betty. Or it can be that taxi driver over there. Do you understand the network that the Freemasons have got? Is very, 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 very powerful. And I don't know why the governments aren't worried about it. Because let's have it right. The way the Freemasons is running now, it's not a law-abiding society anymore, is it? Do you understand what I'm saying? Within the ranks of Freemasonry right now in Liverpool and around the country, there's a lot of ex non-reformed criminals, loads of them. And they work their way in by donations, most of them. Little donation here, little donation here, little donation there. Da, 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 da. And that's why you get people like Christopher Farley. Since I was growing up as a kid, he has been one of the individuals that destroyed the area through violence, including fatalities. He was like working for the likes of Dave Lowe and all these other individuals. Do you understand? Dave Lowe, Frank Lowe, Farleys. That's the way it worked. And then all of a sudden he's standing there with all these major pillars of society in all these big suits with his little certificate, buzzing with himself. So he's thinking, wow, how many Williams did you suck to get there, kid? How can you go from that to that like that? Weird.